Hey folks, it's Adam again from One Man's Perspective, just coming at you today. We're going to talk a little bit about the fun and enjoyable thing that I call transfer speculation for the summer of 2021. And there is so much to delve into. Essentially, there has been a slew of signings already, despite the fact that the transfer window is not already opened in England and France, but in other places it already has. So there's already been some amazing signings for certain teams in Europe right now, but there are so many rumors and speculations going on with transfers, of some of the biggest names in football all throughout the summer. So we'll start off with Lionel Messi. Huge transfer speculation last year when he sent his Borough fax that he no longer wanted to be part of the Barcelona project that he had been at since he was a boy. That didn't come to fruition. Basically he refused to take them to court to allow him to leave on a free like he thought he had the right to do under his contract. But that dragged on throughout the year and essentially caused Barcelona to not win the La Liga title, to crash out of the Champions League, and essentially only win a couple domestic trophies, which, or one domestic trophy. I think they won just the Copa del Rey this year. So in all honesty, they had an off season. I think he had a phenomenal season yet again, but that honestly did, I think, affect Barcelona's plans and their performances this year. What I'm hearing now is that Sergio Aguero, one of my all-time favorite players as a Man City fan, has signed for Barcelona and is honestly Lionel Messi's best friend. It sounds like Lionel Messi is going to extend his contract for a couple of years at Barcelona, no longer leave his boyhood club, although I hear in this updated contract that is being negotiated that in the year 2023, so in 2 seasons, he has a not release clause, but a stipulation in the contract where he joins David Beckham's Inter Miami in the United States, with Lionel Messi coming to the U.S. in 2023. Again, speculation, transfer rumor. I bid you with that a rumor. But that is what I'm hearing right now. So honestly, it looks like because of the Aguero signing, which is a phenomenal signing for Barcelona because he's a world-class striker, I think Lionel Messi will end up staying at Barcelona for at least a couple more seasons, which is also, by the way, the extent of Sergio Aguero's contract of 2 years. So I think, honestly, that speculation, that huge rumor of the world's greatest player moving on from Barcelona is kind of moot at this point, because I believe he will re-sign for a couple of seasons and will stay with Barcelona. That said, there are so many other rumors that are going on right now. One of the biggest, I guess, transfer sagas of last summer was Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, which did not come to fruition because of Borussia Dortmund's valuation of Jadon Sancho at the time of, I believe, 120 million euros, which, based on his performances last season and honestly continuing into this season, was in my mind, reasonable valuation based on the absurdity of the transfer market and prices ever since the Neymar from Barcelona to PSG transfer a few seasons back for £198 million, which basically skewed the valuation of the market for years to come and will continue to do so. That said, right now I'm hearing that Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is, I wouldn't say a formality, but is very much in the latter stages of negotiations. I hear that Borussia Dortmund has actually dropped their valuation this season, despite the fact that Jadon Sancho had a phenomenal season yet again, to somewhere in the 80 million range, which is doable for a club of Manchester United's stature, plus add-ons, I believe. I think all in it adds up to close to £100 million for the transfer. But Jadon Sancho, 21-year-old winger, former Man City product, of their youth academy, moved on to Borussia Dortmund after essentially going on strike so that he could leave because he felt he was deserved first-team minutes, despite the fact that there were world-class wingers in front of him in the Man City first team. He's since become an incredible player at Borussia Dortmund, totally world-class in my opinion, and will add a incredible amount of pace and trickery and skill to Man United's front line should he join. I think, honestly, he's probably already agreed personal terms from what I'm hearing. I think, essentially, this transfer will go through in the summer. It will be a great addition for Manchester United. They need somebody on that right wing that can be consistent and have just his skill set, which they've been lacking for multiple seasons. That will help them get closer to Man City and Chelsea in the coming season. That said, one of the other big transfers that I'm hearing over the summer that I'm excited about is Harry Kane has essentially put in a transfer request from Tottenham Hotspur to anywhere else in the Premier League, basically. But reality sets in, and is he actually going to leave this summer? I don't know. Daniel Levy, the chairman of the board for Tottenham Hotspur, is a tough negotiator and is pretty much irritated with Harry Kane. Simply because of the fact that he has a contract till 2025, I believe. I think he has 4 years on his contract left, which honestly does not put him in the driving seat. The driving seat is going to be Daniel Levy in this case because he holds all the keys in this negotiation. He's currently demanding in excess of £120 million for Harry Kane. There are very few clubs in the world who can afford that. Of course, all of them are being linked with Harry Kane because he's a world-class striker. Man City is his preferred destination from what I understand. Man City, as a Man City fan, I know that this, and they've stated it repeatedly, they will never pay that much money for a single player. It's absurd in reality. Their highest transfer fee ever was Ruben Diaz this past summer at £65 million. So they will not budge on their valuation of Harry Kane. But the thing is, Harry Kane is a world-class striker, and Man City are massively in need of a new world-class striker with the departure of Sergio Aguero this summer. That said, does Gabriel Jesus fill the boots of Sergio Aguero? No. He doesn't. I love Gabriel Jesus. I think he's an incredible player. I think he's actually massively underrated by City fans as well as Premier League fans alike. But does he fulfill that role? I don't believe he does. I don't think he has the capacity to fill Sergio Aguero's boots, although very few in the world could. Harry Kane, I think, would be one of them. Do I see Harry Kane going to Man City in the summer? I don't believe so. I actually don't think he's going to leave Tottenham Hotspur this year simply because Daniel Levy is kind of a douche, to be perfectly honest, and I don't think that he's going to be willing to let Harry Kane go. I think Harry Kane will essentially end up being forced to stay at Tottenham this year and will probably move on next season. How does that affect Man City's striker search this summer? I don't know. I mean, essentially, there are some alternative options. I do think that there is another thing that they need to take into account is that next summer, Erling Haaland, should he stay at Borussia Dortmund this season, which I believe he will, has a release clause of like £75 million and is honestly the most sought-after striker in world football currently at the age of 20. So, do they hold off a year? I don't think the Man City will do that. I think they'll find a suitable replacement who then could be added to next season with Erling Haaland if they can get him. But I don't know. Harry Kane, that'll be an interesting transfer saga that will play out, I think, throughout the entire summer. Again, there are so many that we could talk about, during the transfer speculation. I mean, there's so many people. Kylian Mbappe being another one right now. He's coming into the final year of his contract with PSG. Their president just came out with a relatively biting commentary that PSG will never let him leave on a free and he'll never leave PSG. I don't really know what to take from that. That's kind of to me, a veiled threat that you're not ever going to let him leave. Although if his contract expires next season and he doesn't sign an extension, he can leave just like anybody else can when they leave a contract. So we'll see how that happens. I mean, he will be sought after this summer. He'll be sought after next summer, depending on if he stays or doesn't. But right now, Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid is very much a likely destination. That is something that has been mooted for years, but I think that is his preferred destination. So we'll see if it's on a free next year or if they stump up some big cash this summer. Other than that, there are so many more we could talk about. We can get into transfer speculation for days on end. There are so many big names on the move this summer, most likely, or potentially, Jack Grealish, and Erling Haaland as well, potentially. But anyway, we'll get into that next time. Thanks again for watching. This is Adam with One Man's Perspective.